The following special presentation is a production of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and future. Why, hi there, I'm Ron Juckett. Welcome to our coverage of the 1982 Major League Baseball All-Star Game from Olympic Stadium in Montreal. I think we're going to have a dandy for you. We're going to do a couple things that we don't normally do during a game. We're going to do the starting lineups live, show you the entire rosters, get to the game, hoping to have the first pitch within the next 10 minutes or so. But before we can do that, we're going to show you how the standings are right now, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do that during the game itself. So we, of course, have simmed everything from the first half of the season. This is week 15. We'll have a doubleheader for you on Thursday, and then Cincinnati and St. Louis at lunchtime on Friday. I think the doubleheader is Chicago and Milwaukee, but obviously the White Sox and Milwaukee. So as we go to the game screen, this is how the first half ended. Montreal has the best record in baseball, a 6-game lead over the Philadelphia Phillies. St. Louis, 10 back, and from there, that's pretty much it. In the West, I wouldn't say Los Angeles has it clinched, but the Giants and Reds are certainly in the position where they need the 78 Yankees to happen, and Atlanta is 44-40, but 9 games back. In the East, or in the American League, that's where all the fun is. Detroit, Baltimore, Milwaukee, and Toronto all within 5 games of each other in the East. And in the West, California with a 3-game lead over red hot Kansas City. And Chicago is now 6 back, Seattle 9 back. Okay? All right. So, and of course, if you look at, there's a big story if you're looking at the stats on the right. Mike Schmidt, who you are about to see in the All-Star game, has 33 homers. Can he catch Roger Maris? He's also hitting .368. Let's put it to you that way. And so there you have it, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball today. The All-Star Game in Montreal. The Stars of the American League on the road to play the Stars of the National League. From July 13th, 1982. But no, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. It always figures there's a screw up around here somewhere. Okay. You ready? And I say hello in the chat to Ken Castro, Dale Lonsdale, and Baseball Demos. Cards seem to pick it up. Absolutely they do. And I watched a Baseball Demos Strat unboxing video. Wonderful stuff. Baseball Bunch with the chicken and Lasorda as the wizard. That was awesome. So, how you doing, Robbie? All right, so we're going to pick out these lineups by hand here. So the American League is going to go first, and they are going to go with... Who's going to start? The American League only chose 2 relievers. They choose Bill Cottle and Dan Quisenberry. And they have 8 starting pitchers taken. Dan Petrie and Jack Morris from the Detroit Tigers, Mike Flanagan from the Baltimore Orioles, Lenny Barker from the Cleveland Indians, Floyd Bannister, I think he's with Seattle, Ken Forsch from the Angels, Jim Clancy, and Louis Leal from the Toronto Blue Jays. So Dan Petrie will get the start. Oops. And I guess bat ninth because I screwed up. Tommy Lasorda for the National League didn't choose a reliever. He chose no relievers. He chose 10 starters, which tells you what Tommy thinks of bullpens. So the pitchers for the National League: Larry Christensen from the Philadelphia Phillies, Joaquin Andujar from the St. Louis Cardinals, Steve Rogers, who gets a start for the National League from the Montreal Expos, Joe Niekro from the Houston Astros, Dick Ruthven from the Philadelphia Phillies, Fernando Valenzuela from the Los Angeles Dodgers, along with Jerry Royce, Mario Soto from the Cincinnati Reds, Rick Rhoden from the Pittsburgh Pirates, and Bob Welch also from the Los Angeles Dodgers. Those are your pitchers. Now let's do the American League starting lineup. Let's see. Wow, Ricky Henderson did not make the team. That's pretty stunning. So there are 28 players on each team, 18 position players, and 10 pitchers. And I forgot to set the DH. So it looks like Eddie Murray from the Orioles will clean up. Dwight Evans from the Boston Red Sox will bat third. Dwight, by the way, no joke, lost his 41-year-old son to a genetic disorder yesterday. Damaso Garcia. Okay, so that's so sad. Damaso Garcia will lead off for the American League and play second. Okay, so I need Robin Yount from the Milwaukee Brewers will bat second. Wow, what defense here. Guess we can go with some power now. Brian Downing from the Angels will bat fifth. I need a center fielder. Lance Parrish will start behind the plate. He'll bat sixth for the Tigers. Dwayne Murphy from the Oakland A's will bat seventh and play center. And now I need a third baseman, right? And we're going to go with Doug DeCinces. So that's the American League starting lineup, and we'll get to that when we get to the game. Now the National League. Wow, no Tim Raines either. Yeah, the NL, this is the last year of their 10-game winning streak. Always upset me as a kid. Let's see. We're going to go Andre Dawson to lead. No, yeah. Dawson, the hometown kid, center fielder, will lead us off. Mike Schmidt will play third, of course. He's the only third. No, he's not the only third baseman. Batting average. Wow. Al Oliver will play first and bat third. Johnny Ray of the Pittsburgh Pirates will bat second and play second. Coming up for really Dave Kingman. That's a pinch hitter all the way. Pedro Guerrero from the Dodgers will bat fifth. Gary Carter from the Expos will bat sixth. I need, let's see, a shortstop and a left fielder. Gary Matthews of the Phillies will play left. And Chris Spire of the Montreal Expos will bat 6th. So Dawson Ray Oliver, Smith Guerrero Carter, Matthew Spire, and Steve Rogers. And with all that, it's not neutral park. It's 82 degrees. There's no roof here in Montreal. There never really was. Wind speed at 6.
Play ball!
And play ball is the call. So let's go through it again. I'm playing everybody. So I am both home and road. And so the starters will face 9 batters or until they have to bat. And then we'll kind of go from there. So the American League has 2 relievers. The National League really has none. We'll hold someone back just in case it goes 10. So the lineup that Steve Rogers will be facing, Damaso Garcia of the Toronto Blue Jays will lead us off. Robin Yount, the shortstop from the Milwaukee Brewers. Dwight Evans, the lone Red Sox in the starting lineup. He's in right field, will bat 3rd. Eddie Murray gets the privilege of cleaning up for the American League. He's at first, he'll bat 4th. Brian Downing, the left fielder from the Angels, will bat 5th. Lance Parrish of the front-running Tigers will bat 6th. Dwayne Murphy of the Oakland A's. Ricky Henderson didn't make the All-Star team, but Dwayne Murphy did. Set your schedules accordingly. Doug DeCinces from the Angels will bat 8th and play 3rd. And because Uncle Ron forgot to set the DH, Dan Petrie is your pitcher. He's not going to bat. And we'll go 9th from the Detroit Tigers. Defensively, Gary Matthews a 5 and 6 in left. Andre Dawson a 10 and 5 in center. Pedro Guerrero a 4 and 8 in the right. Mike Schmidt a 10 at 3rd. Mike is having the MVP year of MVP years. Chris Spire a 6 at short from the Expos. Poor old Johnny Ray a 7 from the Pittsburgh Pirates at 2nd. And Al Oliver is a 6 at 1st. So 4 starting Expos, but they've won, as I said, 55 games. Gary Carter is a 10 and a 7 behind the plate. Rogers at 15 and 2 on the year, the 2.39 ERA, and 150 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 127 hits, 5 homers. He's walked 31 and struck out 106. And Celine Dion, young little lady, about 13 years old, takes her bows for singing "Oh Canada." We're ready to go. Damaso Garcia at 339, 4 homers and 39 RBI. No, we're not bunting in an All-Star game. And so Rogers delivers a fly ball to right. Back goes Guerrero, and that's how this one starts, a fly out. So the one difference is, besides the uniforms that aren't right, the logos are, though, is that I'm managing both teams. Starting pitchers will pitch till they have to bat, and then we'll just kind of go to bullpens from there. We have 18 position players, so hopefully we'll see everybody. Robin Yount of the Brewers at 324, 15 homers, and 45 RBIs. Ken, I'm not surprised at that. It's how you're going to make a lot of money. I'm sure it's actually very smart for Strat to get in the daily fantasy business. Rogers delivers to Yount, and there's a pop-up right side. Back goes Guerrero to the wall, and he makes the catch. Yep. Celine Dion sang both the national anthems in flawless English and perfect French. Kind of scared when she did it. Coaching for the American League at first base, Gene Mauch, who actually was a manager for the Montreal Royals when they were in the International League, and of course the front runners in the American League West here in 1982. And at third base, another former Montreal Royal, Sparky Anderson, manager, of course, of the front-running Detroit Tigers. If you're wondering who the American League skipper would be, it would be Bob Lemon, because he is the one that won the pennant for the New York Yankees in 1981. Dwight Evans at 287, 17 homers and 51 RBI. Rogers delivers, and he got him. He got him to swing, or caught the inside edge, rather. No runs, no hits, no errors. After half an inning, the American League, as always was the case, was a penny late and $1 short. No scores. We go to the bottom of the first. Dan Petrie is 9 and 6 on the year. He had the lowest whip of the 8 American League starters, and so that's why he drew the ball in the shoe from Bob Lemon. He is 9-6 on the year, 100 with a 3.16 ERA. That's almost pi. 151 innings, 124 hits, 11 homers. He walked 50 and struck out 84. And if you missed me pulling the lineups together, here's who Tommy Lasorda will send out. Andre Dawson, the center fielder, will bat first. Johnny Ray from the Pirates will bat second. Al Oliver will bat third and play first. Mike Schmidt, who's having the year of all years, cleans up at third. Yeah. And did you know that Dan Petrie's favorite group was probably not Evo? Just putting that one out there for you, demos, Dave. Pedro Guerrero is in right. He'll bat fifth. Gary Kiner, the catcher, will bat sixth. Gary Matthews, the left fielder, will bat seventh from the Phillies. Chris Spire, the shortstop, goes eighth. And Steve Rogers, who threw 12 pitches in the first, will bat ninth. Dawson not going to bunt at 325, 16 homers and 64 RBI. Petrie's ready. And here's the first pitch. And there's a high fly ball to right center. Evans runs back, makes the catch on the warning track. So one away for Johnny Ray at 306, 5 homers and 38 RBI. He's here all the week. Yep. Please try the veal. Yummy, yummy. So Petrie never started an all-star game. Of course, Jack Morris was the ace of all those great Tiger teams in the mid-'80s. I forgot I got to hit the mouse button twice. Ray pops this one up right side. Evans will let it go foul, and someone from Verdun will make the catch. So it's 0-2 from Petrie to Ray. Bottom of the first of the all-star game. American League and National League going at it here from Montreal. And Ray draws a walk. So here's Al Oliver, and you wonder why he's in the All-Star game at 352, 10 homers and 53 RBI. Are these 30 doubles, really? Do you actually get real stats? I do get real stats. Mr. Scoops. Mike Schmidt on deck, 1 out. Petrie delivers, and there's a ground ball base hit left side. Downing picked it up on a hop, and Ray will not go to third. So as I said, Tommy Lasorda is the National League manager. Of course, the Dodgers won the World Series in 1981. At first base, Jim Fanning is the coach. Manager of the Montreal Expos, in a generous move, because you just can't have the manager be the third base coach. Frank Robinson of the San Francisco Giants is at third for the National League. Joe Torre is the bench coach for the second place Atlanta Braves from the National League. And I had a bench coach picked out for the American League. Who was it going to be? Billy Martin from the Oakland A's. Here's Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt is having a year that he'll never forget. 368, 33 home runs on this 13th day of July, and 70 RBI. Runners on first and second. Petrie in trouble already. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. A 1-2 pitch at the belt. That looked like a slider, and Schmidt shakes his head. Here's Pedro Guerrero. 294, 25 homers, and 66 RBI. Oh, if Petrie was a Heat guy, he'd be putting his cool whip on that pie. Ba-doom boom. 2 out for Guerrero. Pitch from Petrie, and that's ball 4, and so the National League have the bases loaded. For Gary Kiner of the Expos at 337, 15 homers and 68 RBI. This place is beaming with pride. But if they don't get out, then they're going to lose Rogers in first. Because you really want to see Steve Rogers bat? I don't. Here's the pitch. Carter, ground ball up the middle. Garcia over to Murray, and the National League will leave them loaded. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 1, the American League nothing, the National League nothing. And so Steve Rogers is only going to throw 2 innings. But as I said before, Tommy Lasorda didn't pick out any relievers. It's 10 starters for the NL. Eddie Murray, Brian Downing, and Lance Parrish for the American League. Murray at .350, 18 homers and 59 RBI. He's looking for his first ever MVP. Rogers deals, and Murray strikes out. An 0-2 curve broke rather nicely, and there's 1 away for Brian Downing. So Downing at .271, 18 homers and 50 RBI. We'll let the regular players get 2 at-bats in there before figuring out who gets a pinch hit for whom. 28 players on each roster, 18 position players and 10 pitchers. And I got to remember now to save position players for the pitching spots. Rogers delivers to Downing, struck him out. So an 0-2 pitch fastball was upstairs and swung on and missed. And so Rogers has 3 Ks. He's done after this because he's going to bat in the bottom of the second. Lance Parrish at .311, 15 homers and 46 RBI. He would have to use a petri dish though. So the pitch to Parrish is a ground ball to Spire. Over to Oliver. Does Parrish beat it out? No, sir. And so it's 6 up, 6 down for Steve Rogers. And so the Expos fans are very happy. After 1.5, the American League and National League, well, the American League hasn't broken my heart yet. And so it'll be Gary Matthews, Chris Spire, and probably Dave Kingman. Because I don't think you want Dave Kingman in the field. Sarge from the Phillies at .292, 12 homers and 37 RBI. This is Petrie's last inning because he'll bat third in the third. Dan delivers, struck him out. So Petrie is fan 2. The 0-2 was strike 3 called. Here's Chris Spire, .291, 6 homers and 35 RBI. First pitches tonight, going back to the Montreal Royal days, from their days as a minor league club. Rachel Robinson and I believe Vera Clemente, because both Roberto Clemente, Jackie Robinson, as you know, played here in Montreal. But did you remember that Roberto Clemente was signed originally by the Dodgers? It's true. So they threw out the first pitch to Rusty Staub, who is the non-playing National League captain, and to Sparky Anderson, because he was also playing here as a member of the Montreal Royals. Petrie delivers, and there's a ground ball right back to Dan, over to Murray, and that will retire. Oh, that's 2 out. So Rogers isn't going to bat an all-star game, and I have 3 first basemen. So here comes Dave Kingman. I guess he's with the Mets too. Those 29 homers got him on the all-star team, and I think that Lasorda had to have a net. So he's at .229, 29 homers and 60 RBI. 91 strikeouts at the halfway mark. Petrie's last batter, nope, ball 4. So Kingman draws a walk. It's like going to McDonald's in the mood for a quarter pounder, and then you end up going, you know what, I want one of those chicken salad wraps. Doesn't quite work that way. Andre Dawson second at bat, 0 for 1. So Petrie threw 9 batters, inning and 2/3, a hit, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and no runs. Kingman not going anywhere, and Petrie's day is done with a strikeout. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of the third. Only 6 batters for Rogers, but he did his job. No score. And so That was kind of scary. Everyone's a starting pitcher. So next up for the National League will be Mario Soto. Having a good year. Mario probably will only pitch the one inning. He's at 347 on the year. An 8-8 record for the Reds. 148 innings, 120 hits allowed. 14 homers. He's walked 53 and struck out 163. Dwayne Murphy from the A's at 295, 14 homers and 50 RBI. How you doing? Yep. Chuck Connors actually played in Montreal because he was with the Dodgers. So I gave him Murphy's numbers. Soto delivers, and there's a liner right to Oliver for the first half. So Doug DeCinces at 299 for the Angels, 13 homers and 47 RBI. American League, of course, wearing the gray uniforms, and since that is Doug DeCinces, that is right up there. And yes, I scored the league logos this morning. Had to convert them too, because the place I got them, they weren't in JPEG. Soto's pitch, and DeCinces rips that one down the line and left. That's going all the way to the wall, and the American Leaguers finally have a hit. So DeCinces is on with a double. And since it's the All-Star game, Dan Petrie's day is done. All right, where have I got excess batters? Wow, Tom Short's my only other first baseman, which is weird. So Roy Smalley of the Yankees, really? Yep. I would have said Twins, but it's the Yankees. At 252, 12 homers and 33 RBI. First pinch hitter for the American League. They got Cal Ripken, so it's not like the American League is suffering here. So Smalley will pinch hit. Soto delivers, and there's a fly ball to left. Matthews goes back in the corner. He'll make the catch. DeCinces will tag and hold. So brings up the Blue Jay Damaso Garcia. Damaso 0 for 1. Flew out to deep right center in the first to start the game. National League is stranded 4 runners. The American League's nobody. Soto delivers, and Garcia puts this one into right field for a base hit. DeCinces will round third. He will score, and the American League draws first blood 1-0. Can my childhood nightmare end right here? I was 11 years old the first time I watched the American League win an All-Star game. Thank you, Freddie Lynn, and thank you, Etley Hammaker. Robin Yount, the batter. Robin at 320. I give you that. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to right. Garcia goes. The throw down from Carter. Not in time. So Garcia has a steal. He had 34 in the first half. And he's on second. 2 out for Yount. Soto's ready. Struck him out. He swung on and missed on an 0-2 fastball at 96, but the American League draw first blood. A run on 2 hits and no errors. 2.5 in the books. American League 1, National League nothing. And so we're going to go with Jim Clancy from the Blue Jays. Takes his turn on the hill. Clancy at 12-9 on the year with a 3.14 ERA. 155 innings, 132 hits, 9 homers. He walked 62 and struck out 88, and is deserving of his appearance on the American League team. It'll be Ray Oliver and Schmidt. That sounds like a full name there, Ray Oliver Schmidt. His name is my name too. Well, back here for the NL in the third. Ray walked his first time up. Clancy delivers, and there's a liner in the right. Dewey dives and can't get the... Oh, he made the catch. Ho, 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 ho. He slid on the turf and made the catch and robbed Johnny Ray of extra bases. So is this the year? Is this finally the year the AL pulls it out? Al Oliver singled his first time up. 1-0 American League here in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch to Oliver. Fly ball to right. Evans is there. 2 out. Mike Schmidt. The camera. How? No, I don't. Khloe Kardashian wasn't even born in 1982. His name is my name too. Yep. All right, there. Ray Oliver Schmidt. Mike struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch. And there's a line drive in the left. Downing is there, and that will retire the side. So we will give Mario Soto a second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, the American League won, the National League nothing. And so Soto will face Evans, Murray, and Downing here in the 4th. Dewey's 0 for 1. Hits this one in the left center. Back goes Matthews. 1 out. Took him to the track, and that's about it. So finally we have proper weather. 80 degrees, and the wind's blowing out to left at 6. So you can smell the poutine from the first base side. Eddie Murray struck out his first time up. Soto's ready, and there's a pop-up left side. Matthews goes back for the out. 2 quick outs for Soto. And I'll bring up Brian Downing. Jenner certainly was still Bruce in 1982. Ron was looking up Ferris Fawcett's dress in 1982. Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Clinton. I knew where that poster was. Memories. All right, here's Downing. He's 0 for 1. Soto delivers, and he got him. He got on the look at one on the outside corner, and that's the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3.5 in the books. It's still American League 1, National League nothing. So it'll be Guerrero, Carter, and Matthews. That sounds more like a law firm. To face Clancy, who will get to pitch a second inning. Guerrero walked his first time up. 1-0 American League. And how did they get their run? Well, a DeCinces double and a Damaso Garcia single here in the 3rd. Got the run in. Pitch to Guerrero. Fly ball to left. That goes Downing in the corner. Makes the catch for the first out. Here's Carter. Gary 0 for 1. Not in 1982. I don't care if Lee Majors would approve or not. 10 years old in 1982. Do you really think that he's got to worry about what a 10-year-old does? All right, there's 0 for 1. There's a fly ball to center. Back goes Murph. And that ball is gone. Gary Carter has homered. And listen to this crowd. It is a standing ovation. So Carter ties the game at 1. Let's watch it again. Oh, Canada. Carter took Clancy deep. And it's tied at 1 here in the 4th. And I'll bring up Gary Matthews, who struck out his first time up. Jennifer Gray could never get past the nose, and then she took it off. Pitch to Matthews is a liner right to Garcia, who made the play. So here's Chris Spire, 2 out. He's 0 for 1. Clinton was stationed in Washington, D.C. 82 was probably, Tribe was wondering how to get to Sesame Street. And Jennifer Gray was the MVP of the 81 All-Star game? I didn't realize that. Candy Alexander and Angela Bassett. Nice choices. As Clinton was stationed in Washington, D.C. Helped with the laying out of the streets of that city. That was so long ago. Spires 0 for 1, and now he hits this one in the left downing. Dives and makes a fantastic catch against the turf. And so that's the inning. The National League tied on the solo shot by Carter after 4. American League 1, National League 1. Oh, Gary Carter. I was kidding. It was a joke. Yep, Carter was just so good. And so who's coming in for the 1 inning? Rick Roden takes time off his golf schedule to pitch the 4th inning, or the 5th inning, with him due up in the lineup. We'll go to a pinch hitter from there. So 10-7 on a year for the Pirates. A 3.63 ERA, 138 2/3 innings, 135 hits. 8 homers, 39 walks, and 84 strikeouts. And the top movie in 82 was E.T. Saw that one in the theater. And the top song was I Finally Got Physical with Olivia Newton-John. Bringing back a lot of prepubescent memories there. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate that. Lance Parrish is 0 for 1. Grounded to short. Roden's ready, and Parrish hits this one in the left. Matthews 1 away. So Dwayne Murphy lined out to first. He's 0 for 1. Roden's ready, and that's a pop-up right side. Oliver and Ray. Oliver calls off Ray, and there's 2 outs. So Rick Roden, who really was probably the least likely to get make an all-star team. I mean, Tommy couldn't find even heart for Jeff Reardon? I don't get it. Anyway, has the first 2 down for Doug DeCinces. Doug doubled his first time up. Do you want to know? Oh, it was $1.22 for gas, and the first class stamp I think was 15 or 18 cents. Pitch to DeCinces. There's a base hit left side. That's going to get down there. Matthews picks it up off a hop. And we get the pinch hit for Jim Clancy. Who am I not going to want in the field? Don't want to burn up. I got 4 outfielders. So we're going to bring in Reggie Jackson. He's more of a DH anyway at 288, 19 homers, and 57 RBI. DeCinces on first. Jackson with the Angels making his appearance. Pretty happy about that. Drew a good-sized crowd here from Montreal. Roden delivers, and it's ball 4. And so do I have another second baseman? Yep. So Garcia gets a hand as Lou Whitaker comes in. Lou at 280, 9 homers and 39 RBI for the Tigers. To face Roden, 2 on, 2 out, top the 5th. So everyone's had 2 at-bats, and now we'll make changes as needed. Pitch to Whitaker. There's a base hit in the right center field, all the way to the wall. DeCinces and Jackson score. Whitaker's going for 3rd. He's got it. It's a triple. And it's now 3-1 American League. Brings up Robin Yount, who I'll let bat one more time. Yount 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 20 cents. No, that's about right. First year the Super Bowl game was played indoors, and yes, it was. Wrong team won, but it was a great game. And as Mr. Mike says, a bitter cold day in Pontiac. Thank gosh that game was indoors. Pitch to Yount is a liner up the middle. Dawson has to dive, and he gets it. What a play by Andre Dawson. And the American League making me a happy little boy. They put 2 on the board. Halfway home, 3-1 American League. And so Lenny Barker will go into pitch. And Lou Whitaker into play second. Barker, we've not seen on the replay because Cleveland just isn't very good. Remember, he threw that perfect game in 81. 9-7 on the year with a 3.09 ERA and 139 2/3 innings. He's allowed 111 hits, 8 home runs, 60 walks, and 108 strikeouts. Now I gotta be careful here. Jack Clark of the San Francisco Giants will pinch hit at .299, 16 homers and 55 RBI. So if you're keeping score, this is what your in-game box score looks like. And it's just going to get messier as we go along. And if you're wondering about pitchers and such, so that's where we are as we go to the bottom half of the fifth. The Cleveland Indians' Lenny Barker throwing to the San Francisco Giants' Jack Clark. And Clark draws ball 4. So Andre Dawson. You know what? Dawson have one more at bat. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Dave, it's just that easy. You click on that little box here, and that opens up the pinch hitting window, and then you can bring whoever the pinch hitters that you have. Okay? And then, if you want to make a defensive change, click on the player name that you want to change, and it gives you the choices. And then, that's what you got. So runner on first for Dawson. Barker is ready. Andre is 0 for 2. He struck out once. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to shallow left. Downing comes in and makes the catch for the first out. Johnny Ray. Have I got another second baseman? Yep. Phil Garner's going to pinch hit. Garner with the Astros at .276, 6 homers and 28 RBI. Of course, Garner used to play for the Pirates, and he'll finish the game at second. Pitch from Barker. Struck him out. Lenny got him on a 2-2 fastball to swing and miss. So Oliver will get another at-bat. 3-1 American League, 2 out, bottom of the fifth. Pitch to Oliver is 1 for 2, struck him out. So Barker pitched well. No runs, no hits, and no errors. He worked around the walk after 5. It's still American League 3, National League 1. And so our next pitcher is going to be Fernando Valenzuela. And Garner comes in the game at second. Dwight Evans. Got another right fielder? Ooh, that's what Reggie Jackson was for. I'll let him bat. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Fernando, 13-5 on the year with a 2.59 ERA. 160 innings, 137 hits allowed. Walked 4 home runs. Walked 38 and struck out 126. And Uncle Ron boo-booed by using Reggie Jackson just as a pinch hitter. Should have put him in the field. Evans. Line drive to Schmidt. Oh, highway robbery there by Schmidt. He leapt to make the great catch. And there's one away for Eddie Murray, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. You do realize I just clicked on your announcement. Which announcement was that, Clinton? Go Vols, Bubba Husky says. Murray's 0 for 2. Valenzuela delivers, and there's a liner in the right field foul. Someone from Trois Rivières made that catch. So 1 and 2 to Murray. Fernando delivers, struck him out. He got him on a 1-2 Scroogey and struck him out. So here comes Brian. No, I know I have left fielders. Ben Ogilvie from the Brewers will pinch hit. 277, 21 homers, and 59 RBI. Nobody on, 2 out, top of the 6th. 1982 All-Star Game from Montreal. The American League may not break my heart this year. They lead 3-1. Valenzuela delivers, and Ogilvie sends this one into right center deep. He goes back. It's going to be off the wall. Guerrero on a hop. Won't get it, and Ogilvie steams into second with a double. So Lance Parrish, I know I have another catcher, comes out for Ted Simmons. So Simmons with the Brewers at 276, 14 homers and 36 RBI. 2 outs, top the 6th. Valenzuela deals. Struck him out. He got him on an 0-2 fastball. Strike 3 called. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 5.5 in the books. It's the American League 3, the National League 1. So Ogilvie goes in the game and left. He's a 9 and a 7, and Simmons goes in the game behind the plate at 5 and a 6. So Schmidt will get a third at-bat. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 5 hits for the AL, 2 hits for the National League. And it won't be Barker. It'll be Jack Morris. So Morris with the Tigers 11 and 6 on the year. Got to make sure I get those pitchers changed. 3.86 ERA, 165 and 2/3 innings, 149 hits, 25 gopher balls. Wow. 52 walks and 83 strikeouts. It'll be Schmidt, a pinch hitter, and Carter for the National League here in the 6th. Pitch to Michael Jack is a ground ball, base hit, left side, pass down. So Pedro Guerrero will not bat. It'll be Leon Durham. With the Cubs in 82, Durham at 321, 19 homers, and 58 RBI. You know, in a spring training game, you pull your hair out this time because you don't know. But in the All-Star game, you want to get as many of these guys in that you can. Morris delivers to Durham. Fly ball to right. Evans for the out. Brings up Gary Carter. Gary 1 for 2. He'll get one more at bat. Had the solo shot in the 4th to tie the game at 1. 1 out. Morris is ready. Schmidt on first. Carter, fly ball to deep left center. Back goes Murph. He makes the catch for the second out. And that will be Gary Carter's day, by the way. Gary Matthews is 0 for 2. Oops, I gotta be careful. Chili Davis will pinch hit for him from the Giants at 261. 9 homers and 43 RBI. So Davis at the plate. Schmidt at first. 2 out. Morris pitching to Ted Simmons. That's the battery. And that got away from Simmons, and Schmidt's going to take second on the wild pitch. So Davis has a chance to drive home a run. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. And so after 6, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. It's the American League 3 to National League 1. So Tilly Davis goes in and left. Leon Durham comes in and right. And Joaquin Endahar of the Cardinals comes in to pitch the 7th. 10-7 on the year, 1.96 ERA, 160 and 2/3 innings, 138 hits allowed, 6 homers, 21 walks, and 85 RBI. And Gorman Thomas comes in to pinch hit. He'll play center. 202 on the year, but he's there because he's pounded 21 ding-dongs and 49 RBI. And Endahar delivers. Thomas grounds one to Schmidt. And Schmidt, that must have hit a seam on the artificial surface, and the good fielder couldn't make that play. So Thomas reaches on the air, and that'll bring up Doug DeCinces. DeCinces 2 for 2. He has doubled, singled, and scored twice. Endahar delivers, and there's a fly ball to left field. Tilly Davis will watch that hit the wall. Thomas will round third. Davis has an 8 arm. They're going to throw it home. Spire cuts it off. The throw to Carter is not in time. Thomas will score, and the American League leads 4-1. DeCinces is on with a double. And here comes Jack Morris. We're going to let Eddie Murray play the full game. So Tom Paciorek, Wimpy, at 337, 12 homers and 47 RBI for the White Sox. Oh, the kids in the... Oh. That is my cousins and sisters. Don't worry about that. I got to be careful now. I certainly have pictures. Hey, then in that case, then it kind of turns into a Clinton Parks game that the pitchers will have to bat. That comes to pass, and that comes to pass. So there's certainly enough pitchers. And with the National League using all starters, if I need to use somebody for 65, 70 pitches, hey, these are virtual bits and bytes. They won't remember a thing come Thursday morning when the real season starts again. So no tie. Remember in 87 when Lee Smith had to bat for the National League in the 13th inning? And they didn't have a helmet. You didn't expect him to bat. And so he's up there swinging at the plate with a Montreal Expos helmet and, of course, a Chicago Cubs uniform on. True story. Here's Paciorek. I told you his numbers already. Yeah, the Angels and Yankees had to use position players last night to pitch. Paciorek strikes out. 1-2 pitch just below the belt, and Endahar gets a strikeout. 1 out for Whittaker. Blue tripled. A 2-run triple in the 5th might have won the game for the American League. No truth to the rumor that Tommy Lasorda is quickly trying to teach Celine Dion how to throw a splitter. Endahar delivers, and there's a base hit in the right field. Durham picks it up on a hop. DeCinces going to score, and it's 5-1 American League. The inner 10-year-old in me is just smiling like you would not believe. Here's Robin Yount, and they will pinch hit for him. So Cal Ripken at 289, 18 homers, and 58 RBI. So Evans and Murray are going to play this one out along with DeCinces because the American League only has 2 pinch hitters left. Did I tell you Cal's numbers? I think I did. So Whittaker on first. Endahar yelling at himself. 1 out, top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. He got him to swing on an 0-2 pitch. Welcome to the big time, Cal. Now go find some pine. Here's Dwight Evans, who's going to stay in this game. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Trevor Cahill tried to do was in a Rick Camp. I bet that game was on late enough that even Sports Time Machine got tired watching that. It'll be a pinch hitter. Well, we'll see how much more Spire plays. Evans is 0 for 3, and he lines out one right past Leon Durham. Whittaker will round third. Durham is going to throw. Here it comes, cut off by Garner to throw to Carter. Not in time. And so it's 6-1 American League. And that'll bring up Eddie Murray, who's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Seriously? Michael Taylor as a pitcher? Really hits about as well as a pitcher. So Evans on second, 6-1 American League. Pitch from Andahar. There's a little liner right to Garner, and that will retire the side. But not before the American Leaguers get 3 runs on 3 hits in an error. The 10-year-old in me, full of ice cream and Coca-Cola, passes out from a sugar coma. After at stretch time, it's American League 6, National League 1. Ripken at short. Thomas will finish the game at center. And it'll be Dan Quisenberry and Bill Caudell who get the last 3 innings. Quisenberry at 3-9 on the year. That's not why he's here. Those 22 saves and 2.77 ERA are why he's here. He's already thrown 104 innings. So if you worry about usage in Quisenberry, forget it. The computer doesn't care. 96 hits, 7 home runs, 18 walks, and 49 strikeouts. Who have I got left? And I got plenty of players, so. Rafael Ramirez will pinch hit for Chris Spire. Rafi at 230, but 10 homers and 32 RBI. Now, here's a trivia question for you all. Does not appear that the extra innings are likely. No one leaves an all-star game, Robbie. What do Tim Tebow, the Washington Nationals, and Montreal Royals, who were the old minor league team in Montreal, what do they all have in common? I'll give you some time to think about that. So Quisenberry's ready, and so is Ramirez. 6-1 American League. Pitch to Rafi. There's a ground ball up the middle. Whittaker to Murray, and that's an out. And WCW Wrestling is up next. Thank you, Skip, for that. So Andahar's inning is done. And so Tim Wallach comes in because Schmidt's going to play the whole game. So Timmy Wallach gets a good hand as he steps up, the last Expo to get in. At 282, 18 homers, and 70 RBI. American League have held the National League to 3 hits. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. A 1-2 pitch. And Wallach didn't like what he saw. And so 2 out for Dawson, who gets called back and will get a nice hand for Dale Murphy. So Murph at 285, 22 homers and 68 RBI. We'll get to play the last 2 innings. We're going to pull Gary Carter to start the 8th as well. Quisenberry delivers. There's a line drive to Ripken, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 7, American League 6, National League 1. So Terry Kennedy comes in to catch from the Padres. Rafael Ramirez is your new shortstop. Dale Murphy is your new center fielder, and that's tough because in any other park, Murphy's in a lot earlier. And on the mound, Joe Niekro from the Houston Astros at 9-6 on the year. Remember, the National League did not choose any relievers. Computers selected these teams. It was not me. ERA of 2.00, 161 and 2/3 innings, 119 hits, 7 home runs, 55 walks, and 67 strikeouts. And he will face Ben Ogilvy, Ted Simmons, and Gorman Thomas. Ogilvy doubled his last time up. And Ogilvy slaps that one down to Oliver, takes it to the bag himself, one out. I'll give it a couple more. Tim Tebow, the Montreal Royals, and the Washington Nationals. I'll throw in a hint. No, actually, I'm not sure about the hint. The New York Yankees, I think, may be involved in this too. Ted Simmons struck out his first time up. Niekro delivers, and there's a fly ball to left center. Murphy is there, and Dale makes a catch for the second out. Brings up Gorman Thomas, who reached on the game's only error his first time up. Niekro is ready. Imagine Joe making an all-star team over Phil. Here's the pitch to Gorman, and there's a base hit into left center field. Murphy picks it up on a hop, and Thomas has a single. And so since it doesn't look like we're going extra innings, here comes Paul Molitor in for Doug DeCinces, who probably would be the game's MVP at 3 for 3. He's hitting .296 for the Brewers, 13 homers and 49 RBI. All were kicked out of Canada. You know what? You're being a smart ass, but you're kind of right. If Clinton Parks is still there, chew on that one for a minute. I mean, no, but yes. Or Smart Alec. We have kids watching this. This isn't Chat with Al. Niekro delivers to Molly, and there's a liner up the middle on base hit. But Thomas will hold at second, Molitor on first, and the American League is going to use their last position player. So Larry Herndon for the Tigers. We got all 18 position players in at 308, 15 homers, and 55 RBI. So if Bill Cottle blows this game, he's going to have to bat. So Niekro is ready. Pitch to Herndon. It's a fly ball to right center. In comes Murph, and that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. 7.5 in the books. American League 6, National League 1. Can I pull Evans? Nope. So Molitor gets a couple innings at third. And we'll save Caudell for... No, he can go 50 pitches. And so Bill Caudell will try the 2-inning save, because that's exactly why you watch an all-star game. It's for relievers to get 2-inning saves. Actually, it wouldn't be a save. It's a 5-run lead. Caudell is 6-7 on the year with 24 saves, a 2.50 ERA, 72 innings, 44 hits, 3 home runs, 34 walks, and 92 strikeouts. Garner, Wilsey, and Schmidt. No, this has nothing to do with football. And they did not play it at the Alouettes field. Molson Park is not the same as Delormier Downs. So Garner struck out once. But look at what Gardner says and think about that for a second. Meanwhile, here's Phil Gardner, and Gardner strikes out. A full count pitch, a late called strike, and a few innings ago the computer says that may not have been a strike. But when you're down 5, that's what happens. How many players? Oh, and so Al Oliver will get yanked for Jason Thompson, and so the National League are out of position players. So pitchers now hit. Congratulations. Jason at 307 for the Pirates, 24 homers and 71 RBI. Don't think it's going to matter too much, though. Caudell delivers. Ground ball to Ripken. Runs in. Long throw to Murray. And they got him on a bang-bang play. So 2 out. For Mike Schmidt, 1 for 3. The presumptive National League MVP has singled and struck out. Caudell delivers. Struck him out. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. After 8, it's the American League 6. The National League 1. And Jason Thompson comes in the game to play first. We still have 4,000 pitchers to go. And so Bob Welch, who was 8-7 on the year with a 3.02 ERA, 140 innings, 124 hits, 10 home runs allowed, 53 walks, and 99 strikeouts. Well, I see no more guesses on it. I'll give you another minute or so. We'll let Whittaker bat. Lewis had himself an all-star game. He is 2 for 2. He is single, tripled, and driven in 3. Pitch to Whittaker is a fly ball to right center. Murphy and Durham go back. Durham makes the catch against the wall. Remember, it's one of those years where all the logos are up on the wall. Thankfully, it's padded here in Montreal. And so the shoulder goes into the wall, knocks over one of those logos, and it's 1 out for Cal Ripken, who struck out in his all-star debut. Pitch from Welch. It hit him. So Cal Ripken gets to his first all-star game. He strikes out and then gets plunked by Bob Welch. All right. Couple more seconds if there's any guesses. Dwight Evans is 1 for 4. He's only a right fielder on the American League roster, so that's why he's playing the whole game. Has a double and an RBI. 6 runs, 10 hits, nope. And Evans draws the walk, so the American League on a roll again. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the AL. They've left 6 on. The National League have been held to 3 hits. A run on 3 hits and an error. Here's Eddie Murray. He's 0 for 4 with 2 strikes. I'm not going to eject anybody. Struck him out. So Murray got the showcase of cleaning up for the American League and has been Mr. Cleaned himself. Here's Ben Ogilvy, 1 for 2. Welch delivers, ball 4. Well, Tommy might go to get him, depending on what Ted Simmons does. Ted is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 6-1, 2 out, top of the 9th. Here's the pitch. Here's a fly ball to left. Davis, Chili's got it. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's Clinton Park's cardiac time. 6-1 American League. All right. So you want to know what Tim Tebow, the Washington Nationals, have to do with the Montreal Royals? Well, after the 1960 season, the Dodgers pulled the franchise out of Montreal and they moved it to Syracuse, New York, which became the Syracuse Chiefs, which in the last year were bought by the New York Mets, which evicted the Washington Nationals from their AAA home. Who's in Syracuse right now? Tim Tebow. And that is Tim Tebow's connection to the Montreal Royals. I don't have a wipe with a rainbow to say the more you know. It'll be Leon Durham, Terry Kennedy, and Chili Davis to mount something off of Caudell here in the bottom of the 9th. Durham is 0 for 1. Caudell delivers. Fly ball to left center. Thomas is there. He's a 7-6 and makes the play. So Ogilvy, Thomas, and Evans are the outfield. Molitor, Ripken, Whittaker, and Murray are the infield. That's a Hall of Fame infield, if ever. Bill Caudell's retired all 4 of his batters, and he's throwing to Ted Simmons. Terry Kennedy at 282, 10 homers and 46 RBI. Hey, it's bottom of the 9th. You never know. Caudell delivers, and there's a base hit into right field. Terry Kennedy said, can read your chat too, Mr. Parks. Brings up Chili Davis, who struck out. So 1 away for Davis, who's 0 for 1. Caudell delivers, and there's a pop-up left side. Molitor calls for it. With the out, 2 out. Down to brass tacks time here in the All-Star game. 6-1. The American League is about to snap a decade-long losing streak here in these All-Star games. Rafael Ramirez is 0 for 1. Grounded to second in the 7th. Caudell delivers, and that gets away from Simmons, and so Kennedy goes to second on a wild pitch. And the count is 3-1. So I hope you enjoyed this All-Star game. Another true story before I go. I told you I was 10. I was so excited about this, I wouldn't shut up about it the day of the All-Star game. And I kept running my mouth and running my mouth and running my mouth. And by the time that we got to like 7:30, my mother had enough. And so I ran my mouth one too many times. And because of that, I was forced to go to bed in the 3rd inning. Because I wouldn't shut up about the All-Star game. I love my mom. And I'm delighted the American League are going to win this. Pitch to Ramirez. Struck him out, and that's the ball game. And so the American League have won this game 6-1. And so those are all the pitchers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we use 6 of the 10 American League pitchers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 7 National League pitchers. The win, who's it going to go to? It's going to go to whoever, to Jim Clancy. And Rick Rhoden will take the loss. And that is an All-Star game box score. We got all the position players in the ball game. And we're going to say our MVP, let's see. It can't be Gary Carter. The winning hit was Lou Whitaker's triple to score 2 in the 5th. But Doug DeCinces went 3 for 3 with 2 doubles and 3 runs. And so he's going to be our MVP. So Doug DeCinces wins the MVP. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the American League. American League pitchers held the National League to 4 hits, a run on 4 hits, and an error. Jim Clancy, Canada, gets the win. Rick Rhoden takes the loss. Gary Carter, a solo shot, the lone run for the National League. Okay, and so that's it for this All-Star game. Hope you enjoyed it. Trying to read that. Oh, yeah. And so, nope. Same score as Detroit in 71. I didn't realize that. And so, no, it doesn't matter for home field in the World Series. The World Series will start in the National League City, because that's how we did it back in 1982. All right, regular baseball returns on Thursday. I forget who it is, but I know it's a doubleheader. So Thursday at noon, we'll play 2, and then Thursday night, we're going to break out the new Action PC football game the moment it's released. And so until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe, will you? And you hit that little bell, and it tells you when I'm live. So we'll talk to you. Well, I hope to see you tomorrow on This Week on the E with Dave Gardner. But if not, I'll see you Thursday for baseball. Take care.